Welcome to the overview of LearningBrick's Excel Basic course. My name is Jamie, I'm one of the instructors here at LearningBrick, and I'm going to be taking you through a guided tour as to what we'll be covering using the Excel Level 1 course. So when we start Excel, we assume basically ground zero knowledge. You may never have touched the program before in your life. So we start with an overall summary of what exactly is the look and feel of Excel, where are we going to find some of our common tasks. We'll move on into building a basic Excel spreadsheet. So starting from scratch, typing in our data, creating some information, and also integrating things such as formulas to do some quick and simple calculations, and also inserting things such as graphics to spruce up the presentation a little bit. We'll look at modifying existing information. So if we've inherited a spreadsheet, if I need to add on some columns, add on some rows, make whatever changes that are necessary, and also what kind of impact that's going to have on things like your formulas as well. So if I'm inserting information, changing some values, how does everything update accordingly? We'll talk about functions. And functions will allow me to do some quick and simple calculations on normally ranges of values. So if I need to add up a whole series of values, if I need to calculate out some averages, if I need to see how many data points exist, functions will allow me to go ahead and pull that off. We'll discuss formatting. So instead of looking at plain and boring text, we'll look at ways of doing text-based formatting such as fonts and colors, but also from a data perspective. So formatting things such as currency, formatting dates, and we'll also talk about things like conditional formatting to draw the user's attention to individual pieces of information. In my case, I have this set up as showing my top 3. So if I start changing any of my numbers, everything updates dynamically. We'll discuss printing concerns. So when I need to print something off in Excel, making sure that it's framed properly on my screen, making sure that I have appropriate headers and footers if there's data that needs to be repeated on every page, things like page numbers. We'll take a look at our information and convert it over into charts, so something a little bit more graphical and user-friendly. So whether it's something like a column chart to display a large set of information, or things such as pie charts, which are great for summary information, subtotals, and grand totals. We'll discuss some concerns you'll have when you're looking at large workbooks, so making sure that everything is going to be visible on screen, such as titles, no matter where I scroll around. So whether it's columns locked on screen or rows that are locked on screen. And same concerns when we talk about printing. In a multi-page print job, making sure that my data still makes sense, so things like titles are always going to be easily accessible. Last but not least, we'll talk a little bit about graphical options inside of Excel. So converting my data into some alternate formats, in this case looking at things such as merging a chart and along with your data. We'll also talk about some other elements such as grabbing some screenshots from other programs and also looking at inserting things such as Smart Art, which is a substitution from the plain old-fashioned bulleted list of text. So that concludes our overview for the Excel Basic course here at LearningBrick. For more information, feel free to visit our website at www.learningbrick.com, and I hope to see you in class.